Hello everyone! In this video, we will discuss the current market situation, whether the correction has ended, and what are the current goals for growth. And we will also discuss alt bitcoins, in particular the Aptos coin, which shows good growth when the entire market is falling. So let's start with Bitcoin. In previous videos, I assumed to see a correction from these marks, and specifically in the previous video, I also assumed that the correction is likely to continue, and Bitcoin definitely goes at least below 26,380. But the global goal of this correction is the zone of $26,000 at least. In other words, this is the support zone that we are currently testing, and here we get a stop. In other words, we see that this zone does not break through, and now it is important to understand from what marks we will start growth, because growth should definitely happen. And at the moment, the most conservative and magnetic goal is the level of 26,800, and from this zone, we should get growth. As a menu here, personally, I expect a much greater increase to the level of 28,600, but at the moment, we will focus on 26,800. It is also important to understand whether the current correction has ended. In fact, we touched the support zone, came to its upper border, and, in theory, we can get growth right from the current levels. There was also an imbalance filled in on the first time frame, but we remember about the zone below 25,600, where there was also an imbalance, and on both sides. Therefore, you also need to be prepared for a decrease in this area, but personally, I do not know how events will develop here. From what marks we will go to 26,800. I don't have any positions on Bitcoin. I had a speculative short, which I warned about on the very high, and now I'm looking for a long position, but I haven't gained it yet. On a small time frame, we already see a good reversal pattern. Then, here, we see a break and an upward exit, but so far we have not absorbed this information, and the growth is not quite sure. If you try long, then with a stop for this low, but with minimal risk, there is no confident reversal at the moment. Or, you can simply gain a position on the decline in order to reach the level of 26,800 with a stop for the last low at 24,900. Well, part of the position, of course, should be left in case of greater growth to the level of 28,600. So far, such thoughts on Bitcoin, and I like the fact that at the moment everything is going according to plan. That is, there was supposed to be a correction in the area of $26,000, and now I assume growth, but it is not clear from the current levels or from the level of 25,600. I do not consider removing low 24,800 from the current marks. I believe that this should not be the case. Of course, anything is possible, but personally I will work from long in this area anyway, and the safest stop is here 24,900, or after a reversal pattern on a small time frame. Next, let's take a quick look at the dollar index. There is nothing new here, another move, and so far I will not draw conclusions. I just watch this tool. Let me remind you only about the medium-term goal of 108 points from above, and before achieving this goal, I would like to see at least some correction on the DXY, which will allow the markets to grow. But then the dollar index is likely to go into this zone anyway, which means the markets will fall. At the moment, we have removed this high, and also, after removing significant floors, it is logical to see a correction. Perhaps it will start with the actual marks, but we will not draw any conclusions, because the dollar index loves to break all the reversal information. At the moment, there is no reversal information, by the way. But the fact that we have removed a very important high, it gives a small hint that the correction will begin in the near future. A similar situation was on the air when we shot this high, and here I also assumed a correction. Let's look at the ether right away. We plunged very low into the support zone in fact, and here it is also logical to expect at least a good reaction. The goal for growth at the moment is the most conservative 1,605, but in a good way it's to go fill in this balance completely, remove this stop, and go to the goal of $1,800. On a smaller time frame, there are also good prerequisites for a reversal. That is, we see multiple fractures. Now, I would like to go beyond this level, but in principle, you can try a long position with a stop for this level, but with minimal risk, because there is no confident reversal yet. Next, let's look at the Aptos coin. This tool grows when Bitcoin and the entire market falls. And just the same in the last video, I assumed that Aptos is the next candidate for the pump after AMX, and those who sold AMX on the pump could pour the proceeds into the Aptos coin around this zone and now earn, including on Aptos. Aptos has come to this resistance zone at the moment. Here, of course, the pump may end, as well as for AMX. but I personally did not fix anything on this growth, because the last purchase was exactly at the upper border of the support zone, and I will fix this particular position near level 645, and this is still a conservative goal to which the price, in my understanding, will strive, and therefore, I believe that this pump is not finished, and Aptos wants to move higher to the level of 645. We'll see what happens next. In general, there are a lot of goals for growth. I would also like to remove these liquidity floors, but now we are focusing on the level of 645. Then, the dot coin. The goal of 4.4 is relevant. I would like to see growth here in the near future. On a small time frame, everything also looks good. Perhaps this growth will start from the current levels without updating this law. Then pay attention to the link coin, which also continues to grow despite the fact that the entire market is receiving a correction, and the link coin is currently in this resistance zone. Personally, I sold a position here that I was gaining in this zone, and if there is a good correction, I will return half of this position and wait for growth above $9 or $6. This goal is still relevant. If this correction does not happen, and we continue to grow further, of course, I will not be upset. But technically the link looks sharp at the moment, and I would like to see a correction from this resistance zone. The target for correction at the moment is the level of $6.50. According to Solana, there are also no changes. The goal of 22.3 is relevant, and we should come to this mark in the near future. Is it worth trying Lanji here? In principle, if only with a stop for this level, again with minimal risk, because we still have very suspicious equalizers from below, and their price will also seek to remove them. Therefore, according to the slate, it is also not clear from what marks there will be growth in the zone 22.3. You can try typing on the spot. Personally, I do not buy into the elephant, because volt coins are planted already, the positions are large, there is also a drawdown, and now the most important task is to reduce risks. That is, on any pumps, I partially fix positions in order to free up stable coins in case of a larger fall. So I did it on AMX Polyinc, and I plan to do it on Aptos in case of growth to level 6.4. Next, let's look at the AMX coin, and this pump is over. That is, we came to a conservative goal, went a little higher, and immediately got a strong correction. Is it worth buying out AM10? I believe that yes, if you were selling on the very low. Personally, I sold at the stage of all this growth, but I managed to make the last sale at 0.81. This price was only on the BitGet exchange, but personally, I have decided not to return to this tool for the time being, and I'd rather keep more stable coins for myself. In case of a deeper drawdown, it is very difficult to say whether the AC will continue to fall and go below this low, and I don't have a definite opinion on AMSU specifically right now. I will just watch this tool until there is an obvious situation, which is not there now. On a small time frame, nothing is clear either. Therefore, either buying on the spot or just watching this tool. Well, in the end, let's look at the Atom coin. In the previous video, I also assumed that there would be a correction here. He looked sharp, and now we have come to this support zone. Most likely, this low will also be removed, and from here, I would like to see at least a rebound, but at most a hike to the goal 8.9. This video comes to an end. Do not forget to subscribe to the Telegram channel. Thank you all for watching.